So, there are two products that I think Yu-Gi-Oh! Desperately needs to release right now. Like, Konami, listen up, I'm giving you free game, free advice. The first product is that I feel Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs an entryway product for new players. And the second product is that we need a sort of guaranteed reprint set, basically a Dual Devastator 2. So, let's break them both down, boys. The first one is I think we need an entryway product, and the reason I think this is because Alec and I went to Target a few weeks ago, and we were buying some Yu-Gi-Oh! Packs for a video, and then I noticed on the Target shelves all of the Pokemon product that just takes up the whole damn place. But more importantly than that, there are so many great entry point products for Pokemon. There were two that really caught my eye. The first one, and I don't remember exactly what these are called, so I'm going to kind of guesstimate their names. There was sort of like a beginner trainer box. It might have been called an elite trainer box or something like that. And I uploaded a picture of it on Twitter, but basically it was a box that came with like everything you needed for a deck. So like you got a complete deck to start with. You got like 4 packs, I believe, like 4 sort of expansion packs, maybe it was the most recent pack, and all the other tools you need like tokens and a coin and a beginner's guide, and even a pack of card sleeves came in it. And like all of this for, I believe it was like 30 bucks. And it just made me think, damn, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, we have structure decks. I don't even know that we have starter decks anymore, but we have structure decks that don't include nearly that much. And it's just kind of crazy. And then they also had a thing that we ended up picking up, which was like a Pokemon Go double starter deck set. So I think it was like $20 or $25 or something like that. And you got 2 like, you know, built to play decks that you could play against each other. It was Mewtwo and whatever that like Metal Key Pokemon is. I don't remember, but someone will know. And like there were 2 decks, they were themed, and then like also it came with, you know, play mats and all the little stuff that you need to play, and even like a couple of expansion packs that you could open. And so they were like normal packs, and all of this for again like 25 or 30 bucks. And so we were able to grab this, go home, rip it open, play, and learn like everything. And it was like super easy. And again, it made me think, why does Yu-Gi-Oh! Not have this? Why hasn't Yu-Gi-Oh! Done like, you know, double sort of starter deck pack things? So just like a 2-player beginner kit. Why don't we have either of these things? Come on, Konami, it's not hard. Like, Konami has made Yu-Gi-Oh! Starter decks in the past. Why not have like 2-player starter decks? You get maybe 2 copies of the same deck, although personally I like the way that Pokemon does it, where it's like 2 decks that are like balanced so that they're even with each other, but they still have different themes, just so it can feel a little bit more special and unique. Like I would hate to both be playing with a Link Strike starter deck. It'd be cool if maybe like I got, you know, the Volcanic Doomfire deck, and you got the Leviathan Sea Dragon deck, and it's kind of a fire versus water thing. You know, just a little bit more role playing to it. I think that extra flair is spicier. But yeah, you know, like having that would be really fun, and I'm just so shocked that Yu-Gi-Oh! Doesn't have it. And then there's the first pack, or the first product that just kind of gives you a starter deck and some extra cards and some stuff and some mats and sleeves. Where is that in Yu-Gi-Oh? I think like Yu-Gi-Oh's already got a pretty big onboarding problem just because like card text is kind of long and it's like hard to learn kind of the rules if you haven't been entrenched in the community already, if you're not in the Yu-Gi-Oh bubble, so to speak. But this just to me, it makes it so easy to pick up and play Pokemon, and then you can even put it down. Like that's what we did. We played like a couple of games, enjoyed ourselves, and we haven't really touched the cards since. Now, it's not because like I don't want to, it's just that I already play Yu-Gi-Oh! So this was just kind of something that we just did like one time for fun. But it did get me thinking, maybe collecting Pokemon cards isn't so bad, you know? Like maybe it's kind of fun. It was such an easy game to play and like get into, and it felt like they were really welcoming me in. And so I just felt like, man, Yu-Gi-Oh! Really needs this. Okay, now let's fast forward to the other product that I think that Yu-Gi-Oh! Really desperately needs. That is a Dual Devastator 2. For those of you guys who don't remember, Dual Devastator is a product that came out, I want to say it was late 2019, like maybe October, November 2019. And it was $30, and you basically got a set of 30 or 40, I want to say it's like 30 guaranteed ultra rare cards, and they were all just reprints of like staple cards. You got a lot of hand traps, you got some other just good staple cards. I think Called by the Grave was in there, and like Cosmic Cyclone was in there, and it's a bunch of really great reprints. And I thought that that was really cool because, you know, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards get expensive, staples get expensive, people always want reprints, but I've honestly found Konami's reprinting methods to be like questionable, and recent years. Like, it's gotten better, but the fact that, like, okay, Forbidden Droplets came out in 2020 and Return of the Duelist, or what's that what it was called? Return of the Duelist. And Rise of the Duelist? I don't know why I care about this so much. But the point is, it came out and it was like, it got really expensive. It was $100 and it got as high as like, 180, 160, 180, even like 200. Their first reprint of it was in an OTS pack as Ultimate Rare, so that just doesn't count. That thing got to like 400 bucks. But Forbidden Droplets was a really good staple card that you kind of needed to compete at least at the high level. You could get away with not using it, but you'd certainly like to have it. The first time they reprinted it was in like the Battles of Legend, like Armageddon or whatever it was, and it was a secret rare in there, and like a pretty tough to pull one, like seemingly short printed. Again, I don't know, I can't claim with certainty that it was, but even the copy of Forbidden Droplets in that Battles of Legend thing was hard to get, and it still had a really high price tag. It was still like, 60, 80, 100 bucks, something like that. And it baffles me because the same time that they released that, they didn't release it in the tins that came out earlier that normally reprint the cards. So they were clearly like separating some good cards for the tins and some for Battles of Legend to like sell you different things and keep you on the hook. God, typical gotcha games. But also, it's like, if you're going to reprint a card, reprint it in a rarity that's accessible. Like, same with these tins this year. Yeah, it's great to have a Pot of Prosperity reprint, but when I was on TCG Player earlier, the Pot of Prosperities are still like 45, 50 bucks because it's still a secret rare in the tins. It doesn't help that the tins already don't have promo cards in them anymore, but like the fact that you have to pull your, like, you pull this elusive reprint of an elusive card. Come on, right? Pot of Prosperity was a secret rare. Why is it also a secret rare in the tins? Now, I know it's like technically easier to pull the 10 secret rares than it is to pull it from like a Blazing Vortex pack, but it still means it's going to be like $45 when it's supposed to be a reprint set, and that's kind of the sales pitch of the tins, is that they're reprint sets. So why did you choose for Pot of Prosperity to be a secret in the tins when it could have been a super in the tins and just a lot easier to get? I'm rambling and kind of ranting a bit here, but I think that this is something that a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players can like relate to. It's weird, you were looking forward to getting a card that you weren't able to have for 18 months, and instead, it's still just hard to pull still. So it's weird to me. And like the Ash Blossom reprint, right? Ash Blossom's been getting reprinted in, the tins, and it got reprinted in the Crystal Beast structure deck that's coming out. So that's a good thing. But I really feel like we need like more guaranteed ways to get cards like this. So the Ash Blossom and the structure, good. And like Dimension Shifter and stuff, that's all really good. It's great that you can buy the structure and be guaranteed to get this card. But I think that we need a sequel to Dual Devastator where all of these cards, Lightning Storm, Forbidden Droplets, Pot of Prosperity, even, the extra deck cards like Access Code Talker, for instance, those need to be like just a guaranteed buy. Now, here's the thing. The reason that they did not make a sequel to Dual Devastator, because I'm assuming that they maybe intended to, but the reason why, or at least the reason most people think why, is because it did not sell super well, since once you buy it, you don't have any more reason to pick up additional copies. And since this is one big gotcha game, they want you buying loads and loads of packs. They don't want you to just buy one pack. You gotta buy 2 or 3 or 50. So if you can buy one Dual Devastator and get everything you need, well, that's no fun. Then you'll never buy it. And then they just sit on store shelves because the people who really needed them bought them, and now they don't want more of them, and that's not a great thing for Konami. My suggestion, add an RNG element, but I mean, like, don't make it super predatory, right? So maybe if they make a Dual Devastator 2, you could get 30 guaranteed cards, and then maybe you get like one or two like sort of promo packs that contain 4 cards in them of a pool of like 20 cards, if you guys get what I'm saying. So I think that way there's sort of an RNG gotcha element to it. Maybe that could be a way of getting like higher rarity versions of the cards in the set. Like Dual Devastator could have all these cards as super rares. You get a super rare Pot of Prosperity, a super rare Droplet, super rare Lightning Storm, super rare this or that. And it's guaranteed, so you're guaranteed to get it. But then in that pack, that's where you can maybe get a secret rare copy of the card, or an ulti, or a ghost, or whatever rarity they want to use, parallel, blah, blah, blah rare. I think this is really cool. They actually do this in the Speed Duel, like, sort of sets that they've done, like the Speed Duel Battle City and the Speed Duel GX Academy thing, where, like, you get a set amount of cards in the box no matter what, but then you get these promo packs that have, like, 8 out of 24 cards, and they're as secret rares. And they're just copies of cards that are already in the set, just in a higher rarity. I think that'd be really cool. I think that it would add sort of a chase card component to things, but still just let people buy the card, like buy a product that gives them the reprints of the cards. Because some of these things have been out for so long. Pot of Prosperity came out at the beginning of last year. It has been like over 18 months, and it finally gets a reprint, and it's still like 45 or 50 bucks. People just want the card, Konami. Like, you know, people need pot cards to play their decks. I don't think that's like a secret. So I think that would be great. I don't like when they reprint cards in a high rarity or as a short print in a reprint set. It just doesn't make any sense to me. At least make it easier to get. Okay, so that's it for the video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully I didn't get too ranty or negative. I know people don't always like it when I do, but honestly, there's some issues that need to be addressed here. So, yeah, let me know in the comments. How do you feel about, you know, the idea of maybe an entry gateway pack, and also the idea of a dual Devastator 2 that has maybe the slightest bit of RNG, but you still get the guaranteed staples? I think we need it. Let me know. Email this video to Konami. Maybe they'll listen. Okay, it's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Pass turn.